sound dampening today.
Let's do it.
What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Sally and this is Ed.
And today we are at day 3 of our van conversion. It's very exciting. In the last episode we prepped our van. She's looking absolutely schmick.
Schmick! She is looking brand new and spiffy.
Absolutely. We should sell her now while she looks so good.
And then what? Just not convert
Not
the
have a van, no. But today we are going to be sound dampening our van to get rid of some of that excess noise.
Don't know if you guys have noticed our colours, but Hufflepuff, you know. If you know, you know. Who wants to be Gryffindors when you can be Hufflepuffs? Comment down below if you're a Hufflepuff. And comment down below if you have no idea what we're talking about, because that fascinates me. Anyway,
enough
we
of
digress.
That. We have a van to convert. Let's do
sound deaden. Sound deaden. The reason that we are sound dampening the van is because if you have a listen, because the van is basically entirely made out of metal, it's very noisy, especially when you're driving along. As you can imagine, I mean, it's obviously not that noisy, but if you can imagine when you're driving along, there is quite a lot of vibration that goes on. In the Mercedes Sprinters, in the 2015 Mercedes Sprinters, they do come with like a little bit of sound dampening as stock. You can see like there is a little bit here already. So just to show you the difference, that's what it sounds like now compared to, it's a lower pitch, it feels a lot more dense. That's what we're gonna do down these side panels here. And to any bits that we just think might need a little bit extra. Jesus. And most importantly, we are gonna be covering pretty much the entirety of the wheel arches, and that's because that's where a lot of the road noise is. We just wanna make it as, I keep wanting to say damp, but that's not correct. We basically want to try and soundproof the wheel arches as much as we can to try and alleviate some of the noise, especially when we're driving. And of course, we are going to be living in here, so we do want it to be as comfortable as possible. Because it's going to be our home, so we want it to be a beautiful home. That was so not smooth. Oh, and look. Oh, I made it all dirty in here. We cleaned her. She was beautiful. And I've ruined her.
Sally's shoes. What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just wearing boots. I've just got my workman's boots on, you know? Like, I'm ready
check these things out.
I'm ready to do work.
Nice. Alright, you ready to put some sound dampening on? To actually do some work? Now I'm still talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah!
So we've gone with a butyl-based sound dampener. Butyl is essentially synthetic rubber, so it's super dense, it's impervious to heat, it's super stable, so we're not gonna have any problems with it down the track. First thing we need to do is actually to wipe off each of the surfaces. So we've just got some ice spray alcohol. We're gonna wipe it all down. That way when we use the self-adhesive from the sound dampener, it's just gonna stick straight to it. We're not gonna have any problems of it falling off or coming loose.
These pieces, we're gonna put one here and then one down here. Right now, it's pretty noisy, but once we're done sound dampening, it's gonna be beautiful.
So I got this really good tip from another YouTube video by a guy named Jazz Morton. He's another Aussie, and he said when you're
When you're
putting it on the wall, you don't need to take the whole thing off all at once, because then you're gonna get air bubbles trapped underneath. So I'll show you what I mean. And then it's like when you're putting like a phone cover on, like a new phone cover, or like covering a school book, like when you're at school. You just pull the paper backing off as you go. And that way, you just need to go around the edges.
give it a roll.
Give it a roll.
And why do we roll it?
We're rolling it just to get all the extra air bubbles out, which will make it work more effectively.
My rolling tool.
I'll put them on. You just keep rolling them. It's not going to hurt them to give them any extra roll.
Cool.
We want them just to make sure there are no air bubbles in
one side is basically done. That was so much quicker than I thought it was gonna be.
So I think the key is to do lots of prep work. We worked out how many pieces we'd need and did all the cutting in advance, which meant we could just come through and just go choo 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 choo.
How did we do it? Choo choo choo.
Choo 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 choo. So that we could just go through and stick it onto the walls basically together, and it didn't take very long at all. Now we just quickly do this side, so let's do it.
How you going? Good arm workout?
Yeah, getting that arms done. Difference.
Good. We've pretty much done both sides now. And as you can see, we've kind of left like a little bit of a gap. So we didn't fill the whole panel with the sound dampening stuff. You need to fill at least 25%, but you don't need to fill the whole thing because it's basically unnecessary. It doesn't make that much of a difference if you fill the whole thing. And also it just adds to not only the cost, but also the weight of the van. So the sound dampening stuff, it's pretty heavy. I think it weighs around 5 kilos per meter squared. So you can imagine if you were filling like the whole van and filling every single piece of paneling, that would get pretty heavy pretty quickly. And also it doesn't really make that much of a difference, so it would be completely unnecessary anyway. I'm not gonna lie, that was quite a bit quicker than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it's definitely the prep work makes a huge difference. The longest part of this whole process was working out how many of these little squares you need. So on one side of a Sprinter, you need 18 to 20 of these squares, and then that'll cover the whole side. So if you can cut all of them in advance, and then you go bang, 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 like we did, it doesn't really take all that long.
We made a mess, made a mess, made a mess. Quick, clean it up, clean it up. Ah! Clean. No, clean. Clean. No.
No.
Back to J-Car. Round 2.
I accidentally picked up like it's a sound dampening mat, which might actually be better for the wheel arches, but just in, you know, for consistency, I prefer the other one.
Got some more. All right, hopefully this is enough.
This is gonna be plenty. Cheers. So what I found works really well with the wheel arch, because it's curved in nature, what I've been doing is I take the whole back off and I pre-cut just 1 and 2 little strips, and that means when I place it down, because of the curve, it's going to want to fold in on itself, and that means that I can actually keep to the curve of the wheel arch, and it just folds over. So I avoid all that bunching by pre-cutting those little slits, and now
Fits like a dream.
Fits like a dream.
Whew. One down, one to go. Nicely done.
Don't forget to use alcohol wipes on your wheel arches like we did. So hopefully this will be fine and it won't come off, but I'm pretty sure there was a little bit of grease or grime under there, so keep your fingers crossed for us, guys.
Whoops.
Whoops. But that one's nice and clean, so.
I just cleaned this one, so it should be all good. We've basically done all of the sound deadening now that we want to do. We've done the wheel arches, we've done the bits of the walls that didn't have the sound deadening on it. Wow, it's so funny. This morning when we went to Bunnings and J-Car, we bought all the sound deadening stuff, and we also bought a bunch of wood. And in our minds this morning, we were gonna not only have done the sound deadening, but we were also going to try and get the foundations for the floor done. Whew! Little did we know that this was going to take quite a bit longer than we had anticipated. But that's okay. It's only because we accidentally picked up the wrong stuff this morning, and then we really just wanted to take our time to make sure that we did this properly, because I think it's really important. But that just means, guys, that tomorrow we get to cut wood and build a floor. And it's gonna be a good time. We did it. It's done. Sound dampening is done. She sounds good. I feel like we've done like a few tasks now, and I feel like the more we do, I know we haven't done that much, but the more we do, the less overwhelming this whole process feels. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you are subscribed, because next episode, we're chopping wood. It's gonna be a good time.
We're installing the floor in our van, and it's gonna be interesting. Sally's gonna be on tools for the first time, I feel. So it's gonna be an interesting experience for everyone involved.
And we will see you in the next video.